spoiler alert, I got the thing done that I wanted to get done today. So, but just a quick little intro here. This is kind of like the last step of the pre-step before the next step. I know that sounds silly, but now I've got, you know, getting the dash kind of swapped out, the heater box swapped out, all that kind of stuff. So now I can go on to the step that that kind of led to all this change, and that's getting the wires from the 90 put in there. So now I've got enough done to go back to where I started, that made me do this. So, but anyway, here is the journey. Okay, so I think I figured it out. The big problem I've always had with these is getting these moldings off so I can get the windshield out without wrecking the clips, blah, blah, blah. But I think I figured it out. I had my eureka moment last week. So rather than, like normally, most cars you take the trim off so you can take the windshield out. Well, I took the lock strip out, and the lock strip was all crappy anyway. So, but I think I have enough, there's enough flex here, and it's a nice hot day, so this molding is like soft and supple right now. But I think I should be able to peel this windshield out without taking the molding off. And then if I wanted to, then I could take the molding out of the way, or the gasket out of the way, and then I could get at the clip so I could take the molding off. I don't plan on doing that, because I don't think I need to take these off for any reason. I'm gonna take the windshield out, take the dash out, take the heater box out, put the new heater box in, put the new dash frame in, put the windshield back in. Hopefully that all happens. That better happen today, because I'm gonna be gone for a couple days, so I really don't want to leave a giant hole in my truck if I can help it. So that's kind of the plan for right now. I think that's and then, like I say, we're gonna find out. I should have enough space, enough ability to get in and peel this gasket back, because that's as much as you'd have normally anyway. You know, that's, so I've just never thought about it like that, never had to think about it like that, but it just came to me last week that, oh, I'll just do it like that, and then I'll just put in new lock strip later on when I get it. Well, that didn't go as planned. I ended up breaking the damn windshield. Right there. Well, it barely shows up on the camera. You can see it there, though. God damn, that pisses me off. It was going pretty well. It was sticking a little bit on the top, but the grief, it's been there since 1973, for crying out loud. It's been there 49 years. Because that is the original glass. I'm assuming the original glass. So, shit. Well, I got another one. There's no way you could do this. No way at all could you do this with like an 80s glass, because they're like half as thick. The thing would have snapped right away. So, well, shit happens. And the worst of it is I was, you know, slow and steady wins the race, especially with old glass. And this time, it just didn't. I was taking my time as much as I could. And it was actually coming out really nice, other than that one sticky spot up on top. And I was past that even when it broke. So, shit. Oh well. Well, I just keep plodding away with the rest of the plan and go from there. There's a little fighting involved in getting a couple of those bolts out for the heater box. Somewhat typical. Oh, yeah, there you can see the really weird fuel line setup they had in 73. 74 too, I think, yeah. So anyway, I got a couple holes I need to plug up. Obviously, this is the drain from the aftermarket AC, and you can kind of see them up there. I gotta do something with those holes too. Plug them up. And I got a couple others like these two here. That was what, like the voltage regulator, I believe, was there. Or maybe ignition, I forget. Whatever the hell was up there. Plug those holes up, and then I should be able to Yeah. Get the vacuum cleaner on here, clean some of the shit up. My nice brand new carpet all covered in crap. It's kind of depressing, but oh well, what do you do? So we're in. So I don't know if this will show up very well. I'll try. Yeah, you can kind of see in there a little bit. A lot of crap down in there. It would have made a lot of stinking noise, you know, and probably not let things work right either. So it's not the worst thing in the world to change this out. So anyway, then here's this dash, of course. Flip this baby over. You know, the other than 70, what, 2, 3, 4, I think, both the defrost and the ace and the, let me start that over. 73, 2, 3, and 4, I mean, both defrost vents had flexible tubes going the whole way. But they had 2 different sizes, which is weird to me. But the earlier years, there was one hard hose, one flexible. You could probably get away with putting a flex in there, really. I mean, it just hooks onto there. Obviously different angle, but whatever. So speaker is probably okay. I don't know if I'll put that in the other dash or not, simply because I just don't know if I'm gonna or not, really, because I want to put speakers probably in the doors is what I'm gonna do. But we'll see. I got some messing around yet to do with this whole setup before I get putting this other piece in. I gotta take a break. It's too hot and sweaty. All right, I'm ready to start reassembling things. I've got that vacuumed out. I've got everything cleaned up. Oops. Now I've got everything cleaned up. Extra holes. I've got put little plate of metal there, and one over there. You can barely see it, kind of in front of the pedal there. Little dum-dum here and there, and then the drain hole, I've got that filled up, and then I put a piece of tape over it to help hold everything in place. Reattached my insulation, and now I'm ready to put the heater box in. That should go pretty simple. Screw the dash in. That should go pretty simple. And then put the windshield in. That will be a little more difficult, but I've done it before 100,000 times, so I think today should be just fine, just as well. And the other thing I just thought of while I'm here, look, a lot of times they'll leak water right there. And sometimes, and there's a seam up, well, it's underneath the fender, you can't see, but I think that was okay on this one when I had the fenders off. I'll have to check the other side, make sure that's okay. If not, I'll put a little sealer on there and call her good. And that will be that for today then, hopefully. Wow, there we go. It's kind of back together. It's dirty, but it's in there. Heater box is in. Dash is in. Not bolted onto the bottom yet, because depending on how I have to shove wires through, that'll be the next fun project. Part of the project. Yeah, windshield is in. For what it's worth, it's also out of a 73, and it's a Chrysler glass, so we'll just pretend I didn't break the other one. It's got a bullet hole and well, not a bullet hole, but a bullseye from a rock chip. And right about there. And about, you know, a very similar spot to the other one, so now I get to start messing with wires. I'll make sure I get the dash on, the gauge hood thing, whatever you want to call it, on before I start shoving too many wires in there, just because I need to get access to where the bolts and stuff are that hold that thing on. A lot of the other stuff I won't worry about too much, like far as the duct work for the vents and stuff like that, just because just so I've got the space to move things around. I probably actually, one of the first things I'll do even before I start the wires, got to put a different brake booster in there. I'm gonna go with the newer style. Actually, I have to, because otherwise the windshield wiper motor won't fit. So that and the one that's in there there's no master cylinder on there, and this thing is hard as a rock right now. So that whole thing is rusted up anyway. That's about all for now. I'm gonna clean up and go stop sweating if I'm lucky. It's like 80 some degrees today. Humidity's low, but just, yeah, sweating through my socks already.